Hello fellow smokers, today we're going to do a review and analysis on a V-shaped fire basket. I had a friend of mine build this and weld it for me, and this is my first time trying it, and I'm going to give you my thoughts on how it worked. So normally when I start my fire I do it this way. Start with a couple of little fire starter blocks and get them going, and then I feed kindling on top of it, get base fire going, and then add smaller splits going up to larger splits. So here I'm doing the same thing. I have both baffles fully open on either side of my smoker. I'm just feeding it small stuff just to get a fire going, and then feeding a little bit larger and larger until I get to where I can add my full-size splits. I typically use Coke can size splits, which would be about 3 inches, maybe 4 inches across, depending on what I have available and how well they split. So I'm leaving the firebox open here, which is not normal, but I'm doing this so you can see the fire burning. My first observation is the importance for getting a good base of coals built up in the bee basket. Normally when building a fire on the fire brick, it occupies more space on the bottom of the firebox. Probably start with more wood and have a bigger base of coals. It's a little bit easier to throw on a couple of splits. My second observation is airflow. Of course, having both baffles open for using the bee basket or without it, you're going to allow the same amount of air theoretically to get in the firebox. I do sense that it had a better airflow with the bee basket, but of course that could just be my perception. My third observation is the amount of wood that I used. I do believe I had to stoke the wood a little bit more often, but the temperature was stable and I consumed less wood in the entire process. And my fourth observation would be that you could get a smaller coal bed at the end of burning up some splits, which then might contribute to undesirable temperature fluctuations in your smoke chamber.